Omega-6, omega-3. Fish will eat seaweed, which contains ALA. So the fish will eat the seaweed that contains the ALA, and after eating the ALA, the fish converts it to DHA and EPA. We always see advertisements that DHA is good for your brain. Older folks take omega-3 because it contains EPA, which is advertised to be good for your heart. Now, if the fish can eat the seaweed for the ALA and then convert it into DHA and EPA, what makes you think that we humans can't do the same? If the fish can convert it, we humans can do it too. We humans can eat the plant foods that contain ALA, such as chia seed or kiwi fruits, and our body will convert it into EPA and DHA. But today, people think that substitution is better. Taking fish oil for omega-3 isn't actually as healthy as we think either. There's research suggesting that fish oil can increase the chances of fatty liver disease, cirrhosis, and liver cancer. Currently, with our modern diet, our ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 is 45:1. Too much omega-6 is pro-inflammatory. An inflammatory diet can lead to a condition called leaky gut syndrome. Normally, the lining of our gut is packed tight, with the different cells all stuck together. In this way, there is a clear barrier between the inside of our body and the foreign material being digested within our intestines. Once the digestion process is done, these cells can then allow the fully digested material through into our body to be used as nutrition and energy. However, in a pro-inflammatory state, this barrier breaks down and allows incompletely digested material to go through and enter our body. Our immune system normally has no reaction towards fully digested nutrients, but an incompletely digested material is larger, and our immune system will launch an attack against it, as it shouldn't have been allowed to enter our body. In some cases, this incompletely digested material is similar in structure to another component of our body. Our immune system forms a memory of foreign invaders. When the foreign invader is similar in structure to normal components of our body, the immune system may then mistake normal parts of our body as foreign and launch an immune reaction against our own body, leading to an autoimmune disease. The ideal ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 is 1:1. Have you ever heard that walnuts are good for your heart? That's because walnuts have an omega-6 to omega-3 ratio of 5:1. Now, why is our omega-6 so high nowadays? It comes from our cooking oils. We have this notion that since it's a vegetable oil, then we think it must be okay to use as long as we aren't using things like lard or butter. But in fact, a lot of vegetable oils have very high omega-6. So let me give you some examples. I'm going to tell you the omega-6 to omega-3 ratio of some common vegetable cooking oils. Grapeseed oil has a ratio of 676.1:1. Cottonseed oil has a ratio of 259.4:1. Sesame oil has a ratio of 137:1. Palm oil has a ratio of 45.9:1. Sunflower oil has a ratio of 39.4:1. Olive oil is slightly better at 12.8:1. Soybean oil is even better at 7.1:1. Macadamia nut oil has a perfect ratio of 1:1. Kiwi fruit seed and perilla seed oil have a ratio of 1:4, meaning that they have more omega-3 than omega-6. Coconut oil has a ratio of 2:1, however, it's not as healthy as people think. The American Heart Association has published that coconut oil is detrimental for heart health. The idea that it was healthy was made by various viral articles and even videos, and it was more leap of faith than logic. Many people took these wrong conclusions at face value rather than try to do further reading and educate themselves more. if the original research paper was looked at with more care, some details would have come through. The oil used in the experiment was specifically designed and tailored to have 100% medium chain triglycerides. Coconut oil contains about 13%. Further research done at a later date contradicted their results. Other studies done with coconut oil shows that it did not increase metabolism any better than other oils, such as olive oil. In fact, coconut oil is about 90% saturated fat. That is more than butter or even lard. A diet high in saturated fats increases the risk of heart disease by increasing bad or LDL cholesterol levels. It is not at all the healthy food previously claimed. When we're looking at oils to use in our food, we also have to consider the smoke point. In Asian cooking, usually we stir fry our foods in high temperatures, so the temperatures can be as high as 190 degrees Celsius. So we have to choose oil that has a smoke point higher than that. For example, olive oil is something used in salads, not something to cook with, since the smoke point is about 160 degrees Celsius. The smoke point of the oil is when it starts to give off smoke. When this happens, it will produce cancer-causing agents like malondialdehyde, also known as MDA. For example, scientists looked at blood MDA levels in lung cancer patients and found that these patients had higher MDA levels than those without lung cancer. So which oil has a high smoke point and a good ratio of omega-6 to omega-3? Macadamia nut oil and perilla seed oil. As I mentioned before, perilla seed oil has a ratio of 1 to 4. However, it's not used very often in cooking because it has a bitter taste to it, whereas macadamia oil has a very nutty flavor to it. Macadamia oil is pressed from nuts using a mechanical press. This can result in quite a lot of wastage. Overall, here are some tips for your cooking. Never reuse your oils. This will lower the smoke point. There's one thing you shouldn't scrimp on because health is priceless. Don't use your oils for long periods of time. This will also lower the smoke point. This is why it's a lot healthier to just eat at home. A lot of fast food joints, they tend to reuse their oils, and for long periods of time, it's just not healthy.